Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DD's FlossTube, although this is DDsSpooktober FlossTube WIP Parade, and today I'm going to show you all the things that I'm going to be working on during the month of October for DDsSpooktober. So let's get started. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you're new here, hi and welcome. This is a FlossTube Extra, and as you heard, it is DDsSpooktober. So we are on the 1st of October, and we are going to be stitching all things spooky and Halloween and, you know, whatever tickles your fancy. We're also going to be doing diamond painting. Some people are going to be quilting along. Some people are going to be stitching along, colouring along. So whatever you've got there that is Halloween orientated, feel free to join along. Use the hashtag DDsSpooktober. And don't forget to tag me, Darvanalee Designs Studio, if you're over on Instagram. Alternatively, if you're not on Instagram and you're just on Facebook, you can actually join our group, and it's DD's Quilting and Crafting group, and you can post all your progress in there. Now, last year for DDsSpooktober, I did 30 new starts and I had one WIP. So I had the Halloween Quaker by Lila Studios as a WIP last year, and I worked on that on the, I think it was on the last day of the month. This year, I am not starting anything new that I'm aware of. That's just a little disclaimer there, because I start all the things and finish none. So yeah, I'm a starter and not a finisher, but I actually do finish stuff just slowly. All right, so basically, yeah, we are going to be doing that. So if you're a returning subscriber and you've been here for some time, you've probably seen a lot of these WIPs starts last year if you were about for DDsSpooktober then. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for taking some time out of your day to spend with me. Now, as I said, I started 30 things last year, so obviously I have a lot of WIPs from them, excuse me. I've just had my coffee, still drinking it, and I'll probably get a couple of hiccups. I do apologise. It's just a reflex action that my body has when I have my first cup of coffee. Now, I have retired some charts. I no longer have them sitting out anymore. They've been retired. They are charts that I got when I first started cross-stitching, and then I didn't really feel them when I was stitching them, so I've retired them. I'm going to move them on to some people that I know that are going to love them. They're just not my thing anymore, so I have retired a couple of my Halloween ones. The ones that come to mind were one by Autumn Lane Stitchery, which I think it was All Hallows Eve, or Halloween Haunting. I can't remember. I retired that one. I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't getting the vibe. I love the graphic of it and I love all that, but I just wasn't getting the vibe for stitching it. And life is far too short to stitch the things that we don't like. And sometimes we do that. We start things and then we just don't finish them. And then there was the Tribal Cat and the Tribal Cauldron. Now, it was a hard decision to let the Cauldron go, but I know where they're going to go. They're going to be absolutely loved and whatnot. I just wasn't feeling them anymore. I don't know. I think it may have been the fabric that I was using. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I just decided for whatever reason I wasn't going to do that again. Now, I have all of my WIPs out in front of me. So this is going to take a while. I'm not going to speed through it because last time I sped through a WIP Parade, I got a little bit of flack for that because they didn't get to see the charts as long as they wanted to. So I'm not going to fly through it. We're probably going to be here for about an hour. So grab yourself a cuppa, grab yourself some stitching, although you're probably going to be doing a bit of watching, so you might want to do something that's not so you have to concentrate. All right, so let's just jump in. I'm going to jump in with everybody's favourite that I still haven't finished, and that is Halloween Quaker. So I should probably say what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on all of my WIPs. So I'm just going to have them in a pile, in a basket, and I'm just going to pull out one a day, and that's the one I'm going to work on. I'm not rolling the dice. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just pulling one out, and I'm going to work on it, and that's what I'm going to work on that day. Now, of course, I do have my Hades that will be in it that are witchy, Halloweeny, dark, mystical. I'm putting them into the Halloween thing. So I will be working on them at least once a week, especially Red Dragon. Okay, so I don't have 30 WIPs anymore. As I said, I retired some. And so this is the one I was talking about, Halloween Quaker. This was a stitch with me during the better part of 2020, and I pretty much haven't worked on it since last time I did, which may have been at the beginning of the year. I can't remember. So I am down to, I'm getting close to this one. I've still got needles and everything in it. So this is all on the fly today, people. I've got things sitting in it and all the rest of it. So this is where I'm up to so far. Okay, I don't have a lot to go. So I made a boo-boo up here. Where the cats are supposed to be. I've made a counting error. So what I've done is I've stopped, and so subsequently I don't have the skeletons or the cat in there. I'll just fold that over so you can see. So there's supposed to be oh, this is hard. There's supposed to be a circle of cats and some skeletons underneath. So I haven't done that as yet, so I've left that, and then I just worked down the page because I knew I'd made a counting error. So I'm coming across and then I'm coming back up to page 1. So that's sort of where I'm at the moment. She's almost done. You know, she's going to get some love, a full days of well, not a full day, a full evening of love this October, and hopefully I'll get a fair chunk of that done, and it might spur me on to get it completely finished. But that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. So I made a boo-boo up here, so I haven't put this one in, I haven't put this one in, and I've just worked down here. So I've got Halloween to still go in, I think, some of it, and I've got the spiders there and the rest of the village. So I've done that one house and I've just got that bit. So still a little bit to go, but not too much really, and I'm looking forward to getting this one done and framed. I actually have a little room in my house that I'm going to put all my Halloween. It's like a little office come study type. Couldn't work out what the heck to do with it. I think it was originally an entrance into the house, because this house is over 100 years old, and so I think it was originally an entrance into the house, or part of a veranda that went further around, because the rooms are really weirdly shaped here. So that is number 1. The next one that I started last year was Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. So that is what it looks like. I started on the Cauldron. Pretty much haven't worked on it since. I think I might have put a couple of, oh, there's some of my wonder clips. So I'm just using 28 count. It is called Rustique. I'm doing the same fabric for all of my Hawk Runs. I have all the charts that I eventually want to do and turn into a massive wall quilt, because I've got 12-foot ceilings here. It's pretty slow going. I do still love them. I have thought about retiring them, but I still love them, so I'm still going to do them, and I did slow going. So this one's going to get some love. I'm just going to be working on that center block, which is the witches, this time, so I'll just focus on that and hopefully get that finished, or, you know, get some more into it. It's a pretty easy stitch. I'm using CXC thread for that, and as I said, I'm stitching that on 28 count. The Halloween Quaker, that is stitched on Quaker cloth, which is not available. You can't actually purchase it anymore. They changed it to a Brittany linen, and it is in the colour Sage, 28 count, and I'm just using the called for colours in that one. So that's whatever was on the back of that one. All right, the other one, these aren't in any particular order either. So the other one I'm going to do some work on. This actually was part of a poll last week. So this is, I haven't stitched on that this week because I've been extra busy. As you know, I had a few things on this week. So I haven't managed to get any stitches into that before today. So this is actually staying in my pile. I'm not having a poll this week. I will probably, if I do it, when I do my FlossTube next week, I'll probably have another poll to pick which one. The general consensus is which way needs to just stay in the rotation, and I need to just work on it. But I haven't done any on it this week because, as I said, I've been super busy. So this is where it was at last week, still at the same position. But I will be getting some stitches into that. Now, I've got 3 heids in the mix for Halloween stitching this go around. So basically, I'm just going to cover them now. These are all going to get some love throughout the month. The next one is Wicked, Trixie and False. This is on 25 count easy grid. It is 1 strand over 1 full cross. Yes, is it? Yes, 1 over 1 full cross, and it's on 25 count easy grid. As I said, I'm using the Call for DMC colors. I wrote it all on the back of my thing, and I started this on the 17th of the 9th last year. I actually started it before DD Spooktober, but it wasn't part of it. So this is Wicked Trixie and False. Jasmine Beckett Griffith is one of my favourite artists. I love all her stuff. You will see another one of hers. I've got quite a few of hers, both in diamond painting and in cross stitch. So this is going to get some love. I actually haven't touched this for a while. I actually haven't touched this since the beginning of the year. So I'm looking forward to getting some stitches into this. At the moment, it's not very exciting. I'm on page 1. Yeah. And I think I've got 2 colours in there. Looks like I've got 939 in there, and I've got 310. And I think that I actually changed this from, it's actually from 1 over, I think I was doing, yeah, no, I've changed this to, yeah, 1 over 1 full cross by the looks of it. Oh, it could be 2 over 1 full cross. Just looking at my threads here on the back and what I've got. No, it's definitely, no, I changed it. I did, that's right. Now I remember, because I'm looking at it going, I don't know if you can see that on camera. See how that's really, that is 1 over 1 full cross on 25 count. I don't like it. This is 2 over 1 full cross, and see how the coverage is much better. I've left that there to show as an example. Now I got a little bit confused because I was actually doing some fill-in on it just to make sure that I was on the right track. So yeah, so there's not much been done on that. Now that I'm doing 2 over 1 full cross, I actually like the coverage a lot better. But all my other heights are on 28 count, 2 over 1 10 stitch. Lots of things to remember. The other one I'm working on, and this has got to get a lot of love because I've got a time frame on this one. It is Red Dragon. Oh, that was pretty quick, so that's what it's going to look like. If you've been here for a while, you've seen that a lot over the last couple of weeks because I've been doing. Again, I've got no stitching done this week. This is 2 over 1 10 stitch. We brought in some colour after having just the blob, and I've just got a couple of strips here, and then I'm onto page 2. So it's a lot of block colour on this one, so it gets done pretty quick. They are geared up to get a lot of love this month because there's 5 weeks in the month, so I'll be just rotating through, so I'll be working on them. Hopefully you know, I'll work a couple of nights on the smaller whips, and then I'll do some on the Hades, and then I'll do some smaller whips, and I will get through all of them. All right, so how many is that so far? That's 3, 4, 5 I've shown you. This is number 6. This is a new start. It wasn't part of DD's Spooktober last year, but it is part of it this year. We are, and this is actually a sale that is going on Instagram, hashtag Lady Halloween sale. It is by Jarvan Pave. I'm doing it with the lovely Gail and Laura from Paper Laura on Instagram, and Stitching by the Shore on YouTube, I think, and Gail from Gail Phillips. So that is what we're doing. There's a few people doing that now. If you follow the hashtag, you'll be able to see the progress. I've actually made some progress on this since the last time you've seen it. So I've come down and done this here, and I've done the letter B. I haven't done much, and it's my first piece that I'm stitching on hand-dyed fabric. It is 28 count, Tangerine Bliss, and hand dyed by me. So yeah, it's a beautiful color. Like the camera just doesn't, maybe there sort of, but anyway, I'm doing it all in black, not the called for colors, and I think it's going to be very striking by the end of it. So that's going to also get some love this month as well. It's been a while since I've done a WIP Parade, so that's number 6. All right, now for all the stuff that I started last year, then we'll get into that. All right, the next one that I'm going to work on, and as I said, these are in no particular order. So that's 6. Number 7 is the Cricket Collection, Playing with Jacks. This is not as big as you think. This is actually, I started this and I was going to start it on a different fabric because you can't really see it. It's not much of a start. I think it's got like 50 stitches in it. And I started this on actual the 30th of, but see there, like it's really blending in. So I'm thinking that I need to maybe change the color to a little bit darker gray maybe for the white pumpkin, or do some back stitching around it to make it stand out a little bit more. I'm still in 2 minds because I really do like that fabric and I sort of want to use what I've got. So I'm going to get some more stitches into that and play around with that a little bit more. So that's number 7. Number 8. And this is by, oh, my favourite one to pronounce, This is by Curio E Batakuri. Hopefully I've said that right. I'm sure Gail will correct me when I see her next. It is Halloween and cross stitch, so this is what it's going to look like. I love her charts, and I have quite a few of them in, I got a whole heap of them. Hear the birds? As soon as I start recording, they get loud. They're like they're at the pub in their drunken parrot's tree. I'm sorry, I can't help it. The tree is literally like about 6 meters from my door. It's quite a large tree. It's such a beautiful tree, and it has so much shade and all the rest of it. And I love the parrots, so I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm sorry. I have to deal with it from like 5:30 in the morning. So this is the one. It's Halloween and cross stitch. I am doing this one. I probably should have had my WIP journal out. I'll doing this on 32 count, I think. Of, you know what? I'm going to get my WIP journal so I know what I'm stitching on, because I don't have all my notes in here. All right. I have a section in my WIP journal for DDsSpooktober. All right, let me just find it. This will take a little bit of time. All right, I am stitching it on 36 counts, antique linen, white. Okay, so, and I am stitching this 2 over, need my magnifiers, 2 over 2, which I didn't write that down. Probably should have. It looks to be 2 over 2. I can't see why it wouldn't. The fabrics is 2 over 2. And I've done the big safety pin. There's a lot of floss still hanging around and all the rest of it. I've got to weave and whatnot. So this is where I started. I generally start my pieces up in that corner. I'm not a center sort of person because I tend to make more mistakes that way. So I find it easier to start up the top. All right, so that is number, I'm not going to count them. It is what it is. I've got a month's worth of sewing and stitching here, so that's all good. All right, the next one is Halloween in the Rain. This is adorable. I absolutely love it. Like, these are quite large pieces of fabric, but there's not a lot of stuff of way of stitching on it. Now, I'm actually doing this on an 8er, which looks to be an 18 count. And let me just look. Oh, look at that. I guessed it right. It's called Opalescent Stone from Sew It All Australia. And I've got that much done. So I've done the border. These all just had really little start. So I just did an hour on them. It was just about getting them started. So that's what it's going to look like. I've started up in this corner. And I'm doing this on the opalescent because it's in the rain. So it'll make the raindrops look a little bit sparkly. So I'm hoping to get a couple of hours into each one of these each night. I generally just stitch at night because I've got a day job. You know, I've got to work during the day. All right, the next one is, let me just find out in here. It's not Halloween Without Pumpkins, I think it is. Or maybe not. Oh, Welcome Great Pumpkin it is. All right, wrong one. Look very similar. They all look very similar, these. And I was doing these because Mia, near her room, she's born on Halloween, and near her room is this room, and that's where I'm going to put them all. And she did have a little bit to say. These are all by Curio E Batakuri. This is also being stitched on 8er stone from Sew It All Australia, 18 count. That's what it's going to look like. And as you can see, I'm very much a neutral girl, so that bright fabric that I'm using is very different for me. All right, for this one, I did start in the middle for this one to start on the witch's hat because, oh my God, that witch's hat is just adorable. And this sort of reminds me of like a Snoopy vibe. That's what it sort of gives me. Bit of a Snoopy vibe. All right, the next one, so yeah, that's on the 8er, so you know how that's getting stitched. And I'm just using I'm using CXC colours threads on this to the DMC matching colours. So some of the colours might be slightly different than what the DMC is, but you know, as a business operator, I look for ways to do my hobbies at a discounted price. And yes, like I have the DMC here, and I've now got Cosmo here that's still sitting there. It's now becoming sort of a shelf that I need to move around a bit. Husband hasn't been home to help me move the heavy machines and stuff. So yeah, so while I've got all that, as a business operator, you can't always eat into your your stock. So I do find for cheaper ways to do my hobby, so I'm not eating into my stock. My stock is here for everybody else. And yes, they will get up on the website as soon as possible. A few people have messaged me. I'm trying. I've just had a lot on this week. All right, the next one is, now I'm a little bit partial to Barbara Anna Designs. This is Three Witches. Couldn't go past this last year. I did a lot of purchasing last year for Halloween charts, and again, I was just using most of my stash. This is on a 32 count. It is linen, the colour sand, and it is from Sew It All Australia. I am doing 2 over 2 full cross. This is the design. It's very primitive. I love it. It's very me. I'm not normally into like the sampler type thing, but I do like the prim sort of stuff. I didn't do much. I started on the Centre Witch because I thought it reminded me of patchwork. So I got that much in last year. Okay, so these are basically just going to be my Halloween stitches until they're finished. I have finished a couple already, and I will show you one of them that has been finished, that I just have right here. So this one has been finished. Okay, not fully finished, it's just been FO'd. And for those that are wondering what sort of journal I just use a Happy Planner so I can pull them out and they have pictures, and so I know what they look like when I'm flicking through. All right, so that is the Barbara Anna one. All right, we're back to Curie for another one. This is called Halloween in Quilt. Again, this is stitched on 36 count. No, 32 count, sorry. Again, I'm using CXC threads. I am just on the border for this one. So that's what it looks like. Sorry about that. It got damaged. I put sticky tape on it and it got damaged. So not much I can do about that. All right. Yeah. Pulled me paper off. But I love her borders that she does on these ones, Halloween in Quilt. She's also got a Christmas in Quilt too, similar border in it. Absolutely love it. So I'm hoping to get a bit more in that. And that border is just up there, so I'll be scooting down to do the house and stuff next. All right. So as I said, I'm using CXC threads for that one as well. You'll find that most of my personal stuff, unless it's a sow or it's something that I really like, because I don't stock Weeks Dye Works or Classic Colour Works or Gentle Art samplers. I get them from A Stitch in Time down in Tasmania. So you would have seen last week I got a whole heap of Weeks Dye Works. So it has to be a pretty, like, it really has to strike a chord with me to spend that money on that floss. So I have limited ones. So like a lot of Cinnamon Stars, that was a called for colours. The Garden Sampling Songbird series, I love the colours in that, so I'm using them. So whereas these ones were very much all DMC, they didn't have and so I just use the CXC ones if they only call for DMC. So I make a judgment call and see what my budget is when it comes to time to kitting up and stuff like that. But for the most part, I just use CXC. I got it from AliExpress. It's a great floss. I love it. It's got a good coverage, and I really, really love it. The next one that, so I retired the Cauldron. I retired that. I'm just not feeling it, and I finished the cat one. So the next one that I'm working on is Doreen Jones, When Witches Ride. I have a finish idea for this one already. I am stitching it on a dark, what's it called? Antique blue, sorry, 28 count, 2 over 2. Again, I am just using black for mine, and the orange will go into it as well. I don't have this is what it looks like, but here's my coloured photo of it. So what I do is I've got a HP sprocket, and I get the cover of it, and I do a screenshot, crop it, save it to my phone, then I print it from my phone, and it's a sticker, so I can just stick it in. And then what I do when I'm finished them, and because they're like, I've got them opposite, so I won't cut in, so you can see the sticker on the back here for that one, so it's on the opposite. So what I can do when I start to journal, which I've got a couple of journals there, as I finish them, I can cut that picture out and have that as the cover shot, and then I can take a picture of my finished product, and then I can just write my feelings about it. I generally take some notes and stuff like that as well as I'm stitching. So that's another thing that I do in my journal. So I didn't get much done on this last year. I got whisper done. I'll just fold that up so you can see that a little bit better. That's all I got done. But it's a start, and that is in the middle. Like, I don't normally start in the middle, but I just really I didn't know where to start with this one, so I started in the middle. So it's going to look fabulous when it's done. I'm looking forward to getting this finished. It's not a huge piece. It's just got a lot of words, so it should go pretty quick. And I've got I've got all my I've got my sofa frame now, and I've got my table frame, and I've got some more scroll bars and stuff like that. So I'm getting a large basket, and most of these things are actually going to be on scroll bars throughout while I'm working. So I just find it easier because I can do two-handed stitching. All right, the next one that I'm working on is another Doreen Jones one, and it is called Haunting Night, and I will just find it. Okay, again, I don't have a coloured picture for this one, so I'll show you the sticker the right way. So that is what it's going to look like. This is on Coffee Tea Dyed Ada Coffee Tea Dyed. It's on 14 count, and it says, "Ghosts and goblins, spooks galore, scary witches at your door, jack-o'-lantern shining bright, wishing you a haunting night." So that one is, as I said, is another Doreen Jones one, and 14 count, CXC for DMC, and it's just, you know, a really exciting black. A bit of purple. Oh, there we go. So I actually got a fair bit of the border. The border is absolutely stunning on this, so I'm looking forward to getting some more of that in. I'll probably just be working mostly on the border with this one because I just want to get that right. I'll just pull this needle out because I've got it sticking together. And as I said, it's on 14 count, and this is a tea dyed, coffee and tea dyed by me, and I baked this one in the oven. So that's why it's got that little bit of crusty area in the middle, but I thought it turned out, it was the first time I'd done it, so I thought it turned out pretty good. All right, the next one that I'm working on is another Curio eBata Curie one. We're almost there, people. Actually, we're not going to be here for an hour, which is great. So I can let you go a bit earlier today. You get an early mark. Woo! This one is, this one also reminds me of a bit Snoopy as well. So this is it. I can't read it. It's not Halloween without pumpkins is what it says up the top there. So I'm assuming that's what it says on the pattern. Lost for words there. All right, so this one I started on the 1st of October. It's on natural linen, 40 count. I'm doing one strand over 2 full crosses, and I started in down the bottom. I started here, and we have a tiny, 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 tiny cute little hat. Isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, these are going to be so cute. And the reason I went for these, because as I said, they were inspired by Mia, and for outside her room, I didn't want them to be super creepy. Because like that's her bedroom, and I didn't want her walking out on super creepy stuff all the time. So they're sort of little cutesy ones, and I really, really like those. So the next one that I'm going to be working on, now this actually, I started last year and I did the small one. So this year, continuing on from that, I'm going to be doing the larger one. So it is Boo Chalkful. Now I haven't put any of this, like I've done this one here, done. Haven't fully finished it, just finished it, but I haven't started this one. But because this was in the same pack, so you've got the small one and that, I classed it as a WIP, so I'll continue on to this now. So this will actually, it has no stitching in it whatsoever, so it is actually going to be like a new start, but it's still a WIP. But I just wanted to show you, I got these that came with it. I got these for it as well, so I'm pretty excited about that. Got 2 sets of those, because I've got the other one I'm going to use as a pin cushion in Halloween, so I've got some pins for it, and then this will go into the bigger chart, just down the bottom or up the top. I'm going to finish it very similar to how this is finished, because I've got the whole series of the Chalkful by Hands On Design. I haven't started any. They're just kits there. I sort of collected them because when I retire, I've got stuff there I don't have to worry about. They came with all the floss. They also came with the Ada. Now, as I said, I've used the Ada in here for the smaller one. And so this is a 14 count 8R by Witch Else. So, and it all came in a kit from the Fat Quarter shop. So I'm going to get that started. Now, if you've been here for a while, you know that I started the Harvest one and I made a colossal stuff up of it. But I'm continuing on with that colossal stuff up because I'm just going to back it with black cardboard and put it on sticky board and hang it in my kitchen. It still looks all right. It's just got massive crosses on it because I didn't know anything about cross stitch and everybody was saying 2 over 2, so I did 2 strands over 2 squares and it was on 8R, and it's not supposed to be like that. So, and at the time, you know, I could not find any information about it. And then I sent a message off to the Fat Quarter shop and just some things got lost in translation, I guess. And then Kathy Haberman from Hands On Design actually contacted me on Instagram and said, hey, just make sure you've got enough fabric there. And I do. So I went down the chart and all the rest of it. I don't have much of that chart left to finish, but it'll look all right once it's finished. I'm probably not going to show it until it's absolutely finished, like FFO'd, so you get the whole idea of it. It is going to be huge. It's going to be like a poster, and I don't see anything wrong with it because it was my starting point and it's my journey, and I embrace my journey, warts and all. So that's where we're at. However, the next one is not going to be like that. It's going to be the size that it was intended to be because I'm going to do it correctly. All right. The next one that, oh, that's one thing I didn't pull out. I also have, I must have missed it. It must be still sitting over there. Another one that I haven't got it here to show you, but you'll see it, is Hazel Mouse by Just Nan. So that is the tiny little mouse that I'm going to be making. And I'm almost finished that. I don't know where that is. It was pulled out the other week to work on it and I never got to it. So I'm guessing it's in a pile of rubble that's down there and I've just missed it because it's only a little hoop like that. But I will be working on that one as well. All right. So the next one that I'm working on, which is another, okay, are you seeing a theme here? It's an Batacuri WIP Parade. All right, this one here is, they're just like little ornaments that I was going to do, but I've decided that I'm going to do them as a cushion. So, no, I haven't. I've decided I've changed my mind again. Okay, so they are going to be ornaments. They are a little bit larger than what I thought. So, I'm actually really not sure how I'm going to finish them now. So that is I've started the first one, which is the Little Witch. Okay, so she'll get some more. I've got the other ones all here ready to go. So I've started on the Little Witch. I'm going to continue on with her, and I'm not sure how I'm going to fully finish these. I think that I will just probably do them as like a little ornament, but put them on a corkboard type thing so they can be hung on the wall at once but individual. That's actually a pretty good idea. I think that's where I'll go with that. I should make notes for that. But I'm going to work on that one as well. Not a lot done in that, so I will get a lot more done in that. That will go into a little hoop, and then I can sit out here and do that. My husband already knows, has been told that, oh, look at that bit of thread. That's just some jewellery for my hair. My husband's already been warned that this is an event that I do on Instagram, and basically he won't see me for a month in the lounge room. Maybe once or twice he might see me, but for the most part I'm going to be out here. And he was like, okay, cool, no worries. All right, the next one that I'm working on is another Barbara Anna design. It is called Wicked. I just love it. I love the cats and the witch. Awesome. I started with the cat, and then I think I stuffed the cat, and then I stopped stitching. So I actually have to do a bit of counting on that one. That's what I've got done in that. What am I stitching on for this one? I think I'm actually stitching the called for colours on this one. Because I actually had these colours that were in my stash, so I'll have to double check that I still have them, but I think I was doing the called for colours on that one, so just let me just find it and I will let you know. Okay, so the other ones that, while I'm looking for that one, that has been UFO'd, so that's getting moved on, and it's Hallow's Eve Haunting by Autumn Lane Stitchery. That has been moved on to that one there. So I've moved those two on. They're getting UFO'd. I just wasn't feeling them anymore. I like the Autumn Lane Stitchery. While I love the design, there's nothing wrong with the design. I was just struggling seeing all the chart was just not great. All right, let me find Wicked and find out when I started that. There it is. Okay, so it is on 32 count. It is antique linen, using the called for colours, which was part of, and it was part of DD Spooktober last year. So yeah, so I actually have the called for colours for that. I don't keep my floss in my bags. I keep them in my master things, all hiding now. So yeah, so I must have the colour there to say that I've done the called for colours. The other one that I finished this year, which is that one there, We Wish You a Merry, a Happy Halloween. That is a FO, not a fully finished yet, although I have slated it to get finished. All right, the next one that I am going to be working on, this is a Verbena by Irina Verba. It is called Black Spider. Just liked it. It was a small piece. I did the spider last year. I'm working on 28 count. This is on a grab bag from Sew It All Australia, and it's just a little cream piece. I didn't need a big piece of it, so yeah, it's only going to be small. A lot of these smaller ones will probably just end up in my dough bowl and as little cushions and stuff like that, so I can just put it out at Halloween. Oh, we've had storms here all last night. It's going to be so humid here today. It absolutely bucketed down. We had 3 storms come through last night. Some were quite big. There was hail over near the workshop, so Brendan's gone over this morning to survey the damage. Yeah, all the rest, because we have cars that are out that aren't protected. But it bucketed down for most of the night here. So I dare say my water tank would be close to full, and the grass is going to grow like wildfire. All right, the next one that I'm working on is a Barbara Anna design. Can you see a bit of a theme here? Yeah. All right, it is Black Cat Hollow Part 1 I started. And I am doing this on 40 count. I believe it's 40 count. Let me just find it, double check, because I say one thing and then it's another. No, it's 32 count linen. It looks like the 40 count linen that I've got. So I just started this one on the border over here, and I got a little bit of border in. It's pretty boring. It's just black. I'm stitching it as one piece, not 3 individual pieces. So I'm just stitching it at one big piece. So that's where I'm at in part 1. And I have part 2 and part 3. So you'll probably see this for the next couple of years in DD Spooktober. I don't tend to do any Halloween stitching unless I absolutely love it or it's part of a sale any other time of the year. So DD Spooktober is just slated down for these. But this year I really want to get a good couple of hours into them, because last year I planned it all and then I can't remember what happened, but then I was only getting like an hour a day. So I'm really hoping to get a lot more into these. All right, the next ones that I'm working on, these are Dureen Jones cross stitch, and they are the silhouettes. I think these are the first silhouettes that she brought out. So we have all of those. We have 2 that are already started to be stitched. One is the cat. So I got that on. So that's what the cat will look like. These are just going to get done into little pillows. And the other one is the owl. And these were all just 28 count on a grab bag. So Sew It All Australia have these grab bags where they have these pieces of fabric that are about 9 inch by 10 inch. And so you can see here I've got several of them. I've picked out all the fabrics for them. They're all going to be on different fabrics, different colours, but they're all silhouettes. So the black is going to look good on those colours, and they've got a bit of orange in there as well. You can't really see it on that picture because like it's a dodgy picture. My printer's been slowly but surely dying for the last 12 months, and I'm getting every last cent out of it because the next print I've got to buy is going to be an expensive one. So I'm, it's now not even really printing black and white. It doesn't print colour at all. So yeah, so I've still got these other 2 to do, but these are the 2 that I started last year. So they'll just stay together. I've got them on, they are a PDF pattern from Dureen Jones, and I'm just using the CXC colours to match the DMC. All right, the next one and the last one, oh, look at that, is Clouds Factory Primitive Ouija Board. You cannot have any Halloween stitching without a Ouija board. So I've got that one. I started that last year on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs hand-dyed fabric, and it's called Autumn Leaves, I think it was called, and that's all I got done, some lettering. And then after I'd done that lettering, I realized that one of my letters were up a little bit high, but it's not, I actually checked and it's not going to make any difference, so I'm just going to leave it where it is. I won't have to pull it out, just keep going. It was pretty quick. That was like, I did that in about an hour and a half, so I should get a lot more into this one, spending a couple of hours on it again. I don't have Mia here either, so like what last year I had Mia here, so there was a lot of interruptions while I was stitching and all the rest of it. All right, so they are all the WIPs that I'm going to be working on. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 WIPs that I have. So I've retired 8 and finished. So out of all the WIPs that I had, I've retired some and I've finished some. So I think I finished 3 from last year, and I have retired this one. So I've retired that. I can't pull them out of my, I'll just start from the back to make sure. Okay, so I showed you that one. I have finished that one. FO'd that one. I just retired that little spook trio. I retired that one. Retired the cat. I love the Happy Planner because I can just pull the pages out on that. I'm still struggling to get how I want it worked out and all the rest of it, but it is slowly coming together. I've done a little bit of this, that, and the other. The other one that I've retired is Primitive Tarot Notions and Needlework. I'm just not into it anymore. I just, yeah, didn't rate it. Like, great pattern and all the rest of it, just wasn't rating stitching it. And when I say I'm not rating it, it doesn't mean that the design's crappy or anything like that. I'm just not rating it anymore. Okay, finished that one, which I did show you that. And I'm hoping to also get these fully finished by the end of the month as well. So I retired the Cauldron, and I finished the Kitty Cat. I have finished this one, which is the small to the chalk fork kit that I'm doing, and that's it. So yeah, so I've got 22 projects to work on for DDsSpooktober. So hopefully you can pull out all of your Halloween stitching. I know that there was a few people that joined me last year that had several starts and all the rest of it. They've also finished some of theirs during the year, but they've still got some more and they're going to stitch on that. So hopefully everybody has got their stuff together. You've enjoyed seeing what I'm going to stitch on. I will be stitching on a Halloween piece for my Stitch With Me on Monday as well. So I'm not sure which one it's going to be. As I said, I'm putting these all in a basket. I'm putting my hand in and doing a lucky dip, and that's what I'm going to work on for today. So every day will actually have one piece worked on. With the last few days of the month, I will basically just do a rotation. I will make sure there is one HAID each week. They will be the ones that I will selectively pull out. And then what I might do is I might just start lucky dipping again once I get to day 22, start lucky dipping again and see what I pull out. Or I might just exclusively work on a chart that's close to a finish and get it done in the last few days of DDsSpooktober. So that is it from me today. Just I thought it was going to take a lot longer. Like when I was looking at it, there was a lot there. But the one thing that I did want to show you is I do have some Halloween bags before we go that are going to be getting listed up on the website within the next couple of days. I've got to take some photos. I couldn't take any photos the last couple of days because it's been very dark in here. My lights just weren't doing it justice. And so I'm going to take photos outside as soon as the sun is starting to break through. I'm going to go outside, quickly take the photos because I keep getting a reflection on the bags. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek now, and you'll be able to head over to our website and grab yourself a bag. Now, all these bags, Halloween bags, are $35, including postage. These are a little bit more expensive than some of my... I've got a basic range, which is $29, including postage, and then I've got specialty fabrics that go up from there. And it depends on the price of the fabrics, on the pricing of the bags. So I do have bags at different set price points, but that is solely and wholly and solely because of the products that are used in it, i.e. the fabrics. So $35, they include a little charm on it. I'm just going to pause the video, grab them, because I need to move this stuff out of the way, grab them, and I'm going to show you what they look like. Okay, I'm back. I cleared all that out of the way. All right, so the first one that we have, and I'm just going to show you the back. I've got them plain in the front, so you can see the reflection with it. So they're plain vinyl front. They have a plain inside. I mean, because really we don't see the inside of the fabric, but we have the back fabric on the front as well. Okay, they are fully stabilized, so they have a fusible fleece in them, and they also have SF 101 in the tops here to give them stability. It has a black zip, and as you can see, it has a little pussycat on it, a little white one, as your zipper pull, and they open up. These are 15 by 10. They're a good size. They fit in those drawers that I have behind me. I don't know if you can see them, those drawers there. They fit in them nice and good, without too much bulkiness or anything. They just slot in, even with all the stuff in them. And like, I do use a lot of these bags as well. These are the ones that I got when I first, and I'm slowly replacing them with my fabric bags. But that is the back. Now check that cat out. Isn't that just like, he is so disgruntled. But it's a nice one. I can't get this fabric anymore. I've got enough to make myself one bag, but I do actually have 3 of these. Although one has already been sold. So Leanne, I've put that aside for you already. Okay, so I still have 2 available. They will go onto the website. The next one is a Day of the Dead, girls. Now, anybody that knows me knows I love the Day of the Dead. This is the back. It is a plain insert. It's vinyl, same size again. It has a red zip in it. You can see it opens up really well. You can get a lot in there. A 15 by 10. I have 2 of those. They're slightly different on the back, so you can see that's part of the fabric, and then that's the other one. Okay, then we have your standard pumpkin. So again, we've got a little zipper pull on that, 15 by 10. They're approximately 15 by 10, give or take a, quarter of an inch, depending on the sewing. It's got pumpkins on the back, nice and simple. We have 2 of those. Okay, so then the next one, they did this one a little bit different. Okay, this has like a haunted scene, like a cemetery scene. This is the back. It's got the tree, the house, and all the rest. So it was beautiful fabric. I didn't get a lot of this fabric. They were almost sold out when I got it. So rather than just have some scraps laying around, I've actually put that on the inside. But you can see, like, you can go either way with it. As I said, I didn't have a lot of this fabric, so I just did these this way. And there's 2 of those. And they have little ghosts on the zipper pulls. Doesn't want to go around. There we go. And that's that one. Slightly different just because of the cut of the fabric, but the back is pretty much the same. Okay, they are all stitched by me. They're all bound and all the rest of it, and there's no exposed areas. The next one is anybody that loves a bat and moons. Just a grey one with black insides. Again, these are all $35, and it's got a silver bat zipper pull on it, and then this one here has, so this one's the black, yeah, this one's got a black bat on it. So I tried to match them up as best as I can. Okay, then this one here is like just artwork, so it's got bats, skulls, all the rest of it, moons, black and white, and I put an orange zip in that, and a candy on the front. And then this one has a red candy, same sort of thing again, same pattern on the back. And then we have a house one. So it's got a ghost. Is it a ghost? Yes, a ghost. And it's got little houses on it, and the cemetery, the tombstones. This one has a spider, and again, yeah. So sometimes you'll notice that this area can be bigger. It will depend on my fabric. They are generally 15 by 10, and sometimes this front panel might be slightly bigger. So if I've only got a small amount of fabric, rather than just having all the scraps laying around, and you can see here that I've actually done these ones a bit bigger, because the simple fact is the fabric is just going to sit here or go into my scrap bin and never be used. So I might as well incorporate it and then you get it. So the window in this one is just slightly smaller, which you can still see what's going on. It's not that much smaller when you look at side by side. It's only slightly smaller. See, I don't know if you can see that or not. Only slightly smaller of the window. Can't really see it properly. But I just need to tell you about that one, that they do look slightly different on the front because I didn't have much fabric left. So I just made these panels at the front a little bit bigger. But they will be getting listed on to the website. I also have some other ones that are not Halloween themed. So I've got some of the Sewing Notion ones. I've got some budget ones in there. So there's ones in there that are $29.95. Then I've got other ones that are $35. And then I've got larger ones with some specialty fabrics that start at $45 and go to $49. I've got a Harry Potter one in there, and I've got some mermaid ones. They are a little bit more expensive because they're actually a panel in, and then so you'll see them all over on the website in the next couple of days. I've just got to wait. The clouds are still hanging around, and it's still quite wet outside. As soon as I can take some decent photos, I will get them up on there. If you've seen anything that you like, you can always send me a message and come over and join our Facebook group where I sell the bags as well. I usually put them up in there first before I put them over on the website, and that is, so you get first option to it. It is DD's handbags. DD's Handmade Bags and More is the website, and that is linked down underneath this video, so you'll be able to go over and join the group. Check out the pinned post so you know what the rules are and how to order. I do ask you to take a screenshot of what you're ordering because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of stuff in there. We've got needle minders, we've got all sorts of other stuff in there as well, because I haven't listed a lot of this stuff up on the website as yet. Just after a couple of weeks I list them up, and then But if you were chasing anything, say, hey, I've seen you showing some bags. I can always, you can always describe it to me. I can flick you a picture. You can say yay or nay if that's the one. And then I can get that out to you ASAP. Now, just so you know, I do ship overseas, but, and it's a big but, my post office where I am, I don't have access to a lot of post offices. If I want to go to another post office, it's like an hour and a half drive. Okay. So I have one post office here, and it seems to be that whatever mood takes the lady at the day is whether I can send it overseas or not. That's how it feels. It's probably not what is happening, but that's how it feels sometimes. I do have a flat rate of $25.95 for postage to the US. But if it's less and to the UK and wherever you want it to be sent, I can send stuff to the UK without a problem. I just got to put tracking on it. And that's what's making it so expensive. So I can send it to you overseas. The postage starts at $25.95. Sometimes I may come back to you before sending it saying, hey, it's actually going to be more. And do you still want to go ahead with that? So if you are international, I am happy to send it to you. Just be aware that the postage is just phenomenal at the moment. I haven't actually been sending a lot overseas. Most of these have been going to our Australian audience. So just be aware of that. I'm happy to send it to you, but I can't absorb the postage. All the free postage is for Australian residents only. Okay, it will come to you in a prepaid parcel. It doesn't come with bells and whistles. It doesn't get wrapped up in pretty paper or anything like that. It gets treated with respect, a card put in, it gets put into the bag, and then it's shipped off to you. That is so I can keep the shipping free for you. If you order on the website, and a couple of people have been tripped up by this, there is a highlighted section under the bags that says insert a code to get the free shipping. Now, if you put that free shipping in and you're from the US, your order will be rejected because your order has to be done a little bit different. I sort of need you to order from me through the Facebook page because my website is a little bit tricky sometimes, and I've actually closed off international ordering on the website because sometimes it wasn't putting the postage through properly, and then people were arguing the point because they didn't read this fine print where it says Australia only for free shipping. So for my Aussie audience, free shipping on these guys for you. I will have them up on the website in the next couple of days. As I said, alternatively, come over and join the group. You will be able to get your order through there as well. And you know, if you don't like any of these bags and you want to get one made for you, you can head over to our website and check out all our fabric that we've got over there, excluding the Liberty Tanner Lawn, because they're like $50 a meter. Okay, they're dressmaking stuff, and that's for shirts and stuff like that, skirts and whatnot. So that's a little bit more expensive fabric. You don't want that in a project bag. If you want to pay that, that's fine. That's okay, but they're going to be an expensive project bag. So basically, yeah, you can go over and you can pick any of the fabrics that are on the website, and I can make it for you. It's about 2 to 3 weeks on the make for custom order at the moment, and I do have a couple of new fabrics that haven't been listed yet that have come in. So they're the bee ones. Some of you have seen the bee fabric in the bags that I made for the retreat. I still have some of that fabric left, and I have a new bee one that came in. So head over to the Facebook group, join that group so you can get sneak peeks and get first option. And alternatively, if you're looking for some fabric, head over to the website, which is DarvanaleeDesignstudio.com, and you will be able to pick your fabric, take a screenshot, send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and then I can get you sorted out. And can you do it between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m? Anything after that, I'm not paying attention to my phone. But that is it for me today. I hope you have a fabulous day. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your Halloween stitching. Don't forget to use the DDs Spooktober hashtag so I can see what's going on. I'm following it. If you want to follow along and you're not stitching any Halloween, you can always follow the hashtag and show some encouragement to the stitchers over there. Let's get some spooky stuff stitched, and I will see you all next week for a normal floss tube and show you what I've worked on during the week. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.